What's up, guys? It's Alexander, obviously. Just left the gym. Got a question from a gentleman in the direct messages. I thought it was an interesting question. So this fellow, he has OCD. He said he's got general intrusive thoughts that kind of spiral out of control. What can he do? So this is not a psychotherapy session about here's how you cure OCD. I don't know what kind of OCD he has or what it really pertains to. Maybe he really doesn't have OCD. Maybe he's just someone that is obsessive with his thinking. But there is a good root to this, so to speak, in regards to handling mental stress. And how do you minimize mental stress? How do you stop yourself from spiraling out of control with catastrophe, as I've said before, catastrophization? You create systems. You create systems that minimize your conscientious thought and that free up mental bandwidth so you don't have to think about things so much. And creating systems, as I talked about this on a podcast, but creating systems is not difficult. It's not a difficult process. Systems are simply just accumulation of habits. They're habits that are stacked up together. They streamline your life. They allow you to focus on what's important. Now, if you systemize your life in regards to your health, your energy levels, your time management, well, you often find that your stress levels go down a whole bunch. Did you have a thread about creating systems on Twitter? Yeah, I had a big, long thread on creating systems on Twitter. And, I think I also sent a big, long email about this as well for you guys that are on the email list where I talked about systems. But this is one of the advantages to systems. If you're someone where you are obsessive compulsive and you overthink things a lot and you want to repeat the same things and you have to attend to this, if you create systems that supersede your compulsions, that goes a long way towards managing your mental state. It can have a huge effect on it. That's why systemization is so powerful, among other reasons. If you don't have systems at all, then you're constantly in a reactive state to yourself. You are reacting to your own reactions. And that's a stressful as hell way to live. Highly stressful. If you systemize, though, you habitualize, you create rituals, whichever term you want to use, well then, now you've got your life down to a more defined series of processes. You've now got your life defined now to what it is you're going to do each day, where there's an A, B, and C. There are priorities that are taking precedence, need to get done. Now you have some means to perhaps address the root causes of your mental stress, and maybe they're deep issues, maybe they're not. That goes kind of beyond the extent of this periscope. Like I said, I can't talk about people's deep psychological issues. But on a surface level, if you're trying to handle stress, systems, guys. I think these people would easily create systems winning. Yeah, they would. One of the irony to people that are obsessive, compulsive, let's say, they're often very good at creating systems. They just don't do them. They need to be prompted into it. Or they get caught up in perfecting the system. That can be a big obstacle for people. They want to create a perfect system. Systems are meant to be flexible. Systems are adaptable. Habits are adaptable. Same thing. If you create flexible systems that work for you on a daily basis that you can adjust, then you're on your way. If you're trying to create perfect systems and perfect habits and do perfect actions and do all the right things that you have to be right, well then, now again, you're reacting to yourself, you're creating your own obstacles, which I think is probably a barrier for those of you that have that kind of personality where you're so obsessed with doing the right thing all the time that it keeps you from really doing anything. You can't sequence anything out because you get caught up on step one. Or you're at step 0, you can't even get to 1 because you're not sure what 1 should be. So what do you do then? Well, then you have to backtrack yourself, detach from the process since you're overly emotionalizing it, and be objective and accept that things are not going to be perfect and they're not meant to be perfect, and perfection is not something that you should idolize. You can idolize idolization, but do not idolize perfection. The only thing that's perfect in life is death, because death is fair and death happens to everybody. Other than that, nothing else is perfect. There are perhaps perfect moments in time which you could say are wonderful and achieve a state of perfectionality, but they are fleeting and ephemeral and you cannot count on them lasting. And I am talked out. So summarization of this periscope: if you stress yourself out a lot, you're obsessive compulsive, create systems, free up your mental energy. That will allow you to handle your stress better and work it out and get to the root cause of it. Any questions, guys? I'll give us a minute. Block. Any other questions, guys? That was a funny one, though. Are you a power top? Jesus Christ. How do you deal with jealousy? Oh, that's out of left field. Completely unrelated to the subject. How do you deal with jealousy? What, with yourself or with others? Are you, meaning, are you jealous of other people, or are other people jealous of you, and that's creating friction? Articulate that one. Well done, bro. You're welcome, man. All right, this is open question time, guys. Others, relationships. Dealing with jealousy in other people. Are these people toxic, or are they people that you need to know? If you are in a state of life where maybe you work in a profession where you have a lot of people that you work with, or you have coworkers, it may be the case where you deal with jealousy often, and people are envious of you if you're a high performer, and that's their shit to deal with. You don't want to be reacting to that, or catering to that, or trying to serve that, or avail that in any sensibility. If this is people that you're personally close with and they're jealous, and that's creating friction in your relationship, well, then you need to evaluate the criteria with which you make relationships with the people, and whether they live up to that criteria, and if they're worth being in a relationship with. Maintaining a friendship, long-term romantic relationships plus jealousy. Define that further. Are you jealous because of insecurity with somebody else? Are they jealous because of things with you? That needs to be defined. How do you force yourself to eat well? You don't. You either give a shit about your health, or you don't. That's it's very diametric. I don't believe in forcing yourself to do anything. You either have a reason to do something, you don't have a good reason, it's compelling, or it's not. What about creating your own spear? I just missed the bottom half of that, guy. Ask it again. Missed the bottom, or missed the second half of that question, I should say. Definitely insecurity with myself, but no idea where to even start tackling it. Well, what are you insecure about? You have to ask yourself that question. What am I insecure about? Is this a real fear that's going to come to life? Is this something that's personal with me, with my issue because of my past? So if you ask yourself what you're insecure about, you ask yourself if it's real, well then what are solutions to overcome this? Or how can I develop myself in these ways that will absolve fear? What are the elements of a man's spear? Define that further. Elements of a man's spear. I define the spear of masculinity as yourself. If you are a man, our brains create our own fear for the most part. Yes, they do. When I eat healthy and count the crap, I feel constantly hungry. Is that normal and will pass? Well, you need to eat more. Have you met Michael Mason? I've met one of his aliases, I think. Favorite book? I don't have one. Getting back to the masculinity question, which I can't really answer that short. But masculinity, it's everything that you are. Your virtues, your beliefs, your identity, your physicality, your mentality, how you act, how you live, how you deal with people, how people perceive you. Hi from Istanbul. Hello. Cool. I love Istanbul. So all those things are masculinity. That is the spear of masculinity. It's your entire life. So when I talk about what are the elements, everything that makes a person, everything that makes a man, everything that makes a man a human being, those are all the elements that is the spear of masculinity. Everything together. It's not any one thing, it's everything. Masculinity is inherent in men, society shades it. Yes, they do. If you're on a tight budget, what foods should I focus on purchasing at the grocery store? Muscle building, pretty easy. Rice, chicken breast, chicken thighs, eggs, canned veggies, olive oil, make sure it's real olive oil, and that's pretty much about it. What's minimum age to start TRT? There's not a minimum age, there's a accumulation of symptoms that you have that present themselves, and then you have to compare that with blood work and then make a decision. Can you reverse the effects of low T bone growth after you're done growing? I don't want to say you can because I don't want to get misquoted. Lifting weights will get your bones denser. So if you had low T, I guess, in your adolescent development, and you're older now, if you lift weights, get stronger, build muscle mass, lifting weights also builds up your bone density. So, I can't say how much it's going to build them up. That's really hard to gauge, but that would be a way to increase, your bone health. If you supplement that with TRT, then hypothetically, or really if you fix your testosterone levels, I should say, not TRT, but you get your testosterone levels fixed, you lift weights, you improve your bone health overall, and I guess that'd be a way to fix it, in quotes, So take that, as it stands. It's one of those, context questions, as I call them. Are you proficient in treetop combat? Yes. Yes, I am. Any thoughts on anti-aging recommendations for keeping your vitality as you age? Oh, you're not on the email list, dude. Jesus, I sent a massive email about that the other day. A whole bunch of recommendations for, anti-aging. I mean, that's everything. That's stress management, that's sleep, that's physical, really physical health more than anything else. If you can keep yourself physically healthy, you're going to age well. Even if you have a highly stressful life. You look like Jarg. I have no idea who that is. How do you stabilize your metabolism? I eat junk food but don't put on weight. You might not be eating enough. Eating junk food does not mean that you eat an abundance of calories. You could eat McDonald's and eat a completely calorically, isocaloric diet. So Jaromir Jager, still don't know who that is. The junk food assumption for those of you guys that have fast metabolisms, you could be eating Wendy's, like I said, Wendy's, McDonald's all the time. Doesn't mean you're eating enough, truly. So you have to take that into account. Should I use steroids? No, Jesus fucking Christ. Is that a real question? You think you can just ask that as a question? Should I use steroids? Yes, no? You need to do your research heavily, which also was on the email list 2 days ago. Or yesterday, I sent out literally a 5,000-word email on anabolics, which I'm going to assume none of you read, of course. Just want to say your tweets motivate me. You should do like a book on maxims. I actually am doing that right now. It's called Axioms. And thanks for reading. So Jager Jar something is a hockey player. Interesting. Yeah, I get told I look like people all the time, guys, so I don't pay attention. Would you eat a soy-based diet for $300 a day? Fuck no. Very informative email. Thank you. Somebody read it. How did you reach this point? I didn't die. So if you stay alive long enough, you keep getting older. Everything you say sounds so smart. Thanks. It's like you got life figured out. Not really. I just made a lot more mistakes, or at least learned a lot more from my mistakes than I guess most people ordinarily do. What is the best diet for healthy teeth and bones? I don't know if there's a best diet. It's just a principle-based diet. You get enough protein, fat, carbohydrates. There's a full range of micronutrients in that, and you eat that way and your bones should be healthy. How do you cultivate discipline? To be honest, I have zero. Discipline, you need to have a gratitude for living in the first place. And that's not what people, I think, expect to hear. Since we think of discipline, we immediately think of order and structure and all these things. But are you grateful for being alive? If you have gratitude for living, then you should be able to find some purpose for which you live for. If you have no gratitude for your life, if you have no purpose to your life, if you have nothing that you are truly thankful for at all in anything, and you're just existing as a being, well then, how are you going to learn discipline? There's nothing to apply it to. Discipline is learned, correct? No, it's not actually. It is refined. You can teach people discipline if they don't have any, but people that practice discipline just unto themselves, they're people where they have a purpose for doing something, they have a distinct intention, and they want to improve at something. You see this in kids. You'll see this a lot if you've ever been around younger children, which I think a lot of you are younger. But if you've ever been around, if you're little children, you'll see kids where some of them have personalities where they get fixated on something, and they have to keep doing that. Or they fixate on a skill, and they have to improve at it. That's discipline. They are applying themselves to something with purpose and focus. And, little kids, when they experience life, you just contradicted yourself. I don't give a shit. These are all off the cuff, so you can fucking deal with it. But when you apply yourself to purpose and focus with something, now you can apply structure to it. Little kids will create structure of their own accord. So yes, it can be learned. It's both learned and it's inherent. It's both learned and it's inherent. You can teach it to people, but some people just have it in them, and then it's a refinement process. Go with that. I just threw myself off my own line of speaking. Great. Good question, though, but I think you got the idea. Yeah, if you have no discipline at all, find a purpose to live. If you can't find a purpose to live, well, fuck. Sorry. Oh, dude, it's cool. I don't mind. These are not planned. So I do these just because I like the speaking practice. Plus, sometimes, oftentimes you guys have very good questions that make me think, so. Have you done astral travel? Yes. What was the most foolish opinion you had in your early 20s? Oh, fuck, I had a lot of stupid opinions. I was, I mean, for those of you guys will be familiar with this, I was fairly blue pill up until probably the age, I guess, of around 21. So, I mean, I guess all the blue pill bullshit that you could think about, women, being a doormat for women, being passive, and so to speak, my personality, all of that stuff. Just, I mean, the whole gamut of beliefs that go with that was me then. The only, I guess, edge I had at the time was that I was always very skeptical. So I was even doubtful of myself, since I was very discontent with my own beliefs, even though I was, living them out. And at the same time, I've always been willing to be wrong. So if you're willing to be wrong, well, then you can improve. If you're not willing to be wrong, then you're kind of fucked. You'll be very static with your personality. What is your purpose in life? To teach. My purpose is to teach. With the abundance of self-development, how do we sift through good and bad? I don't know that there's really good and bad to that. It's more so what applies to you and does not apply. What resonates with you? Is cardio good for anxiety and depression? Exercise in general is often, I'll be careful phrasing this, exercise in general is often good for anxiety and depression. I can't guarantee it, but it can make a very, very dramatic difference. Do you still slide into beta behavior? No, I killed that aspect of myself a while ago. I mean, maybe that's wishful thinking on my part, but I'd be very hard-pressed now to think of times when I feel like, oh, I'm being a beta. I spend a lot of time completely shredding those beliefs, literally into fucking dust. So, again, this could be wishful thinking, but I like to think now that I've pretty much exterminated that out of my being. At what point do we lose nature's masculinity? I feel like we all have to battle society's bullshit. I don't know which point we lost it. I mean, there's a whole confluence of reasons. A lot of reasons, I guess, why it's been lost. That said, I would not position yourself mentally to feel like you are in a battle with society. This is my personal opinion, obviously, but I would say it's more advantageous to position yourself that you are trying to lead yourself through society. Putting yourself into combat with the world at large, that's going to create a lot of friction that's unnecessary. Health diet, huge for improving anxiety, depression. Yeah, diet is massively, massively impactful on mental health. Someone just asked a question about red pill, something relationships I completely missed. What do you think happens after you die? I have no idea. Shoulder shrug. Don't know. Don't know, don't claim to know. What's your horoscope? Horoscope. What's April? Aries? Yeah, Aries, I think. If that fucking means anything to any of you. I hope to God it doesn't. You don't need to basic bitch this thread or Periscope. How do you know a woman is girlfriend material? Does she improve you? And does she have the qualities with which you are looking for in a girlfriend? Read my thread last night about marriage. Me describing what I want in a girlfriend is, do any of you really give a shit? I don't even give a shit that much. And I don't feel like talking about it in a whole Periscope, honest to God. It's a lot of qualities. It's a lot of qualities. Any kids? No. Many people asking about psychedelics. I don't know why that's so interesting to all of you, honestly. Is your strength stored in your heart? My strength is stored in my whole being. I would not assign it to a single organ. What makes a good girlfriend? Does she make you want to improve yourself? Yeah, that's one of them. So, does she make you want to improve yourself? Does she test you? Is she beautiful? Do you enjoy spending time with her? Yeah, what are her beliefs? Yeah, be considered traditionalist nowadays in regards to what I desire in a relationship, perhaps. So yeah, all those things get rolled into each other. Have you ever been locked up? Yes. Yeah, I've spoken about that before. 2 months in county jail, 2008. Met a girl who isn't a bleeding heart liberal is why I asked. Oh, awesome. Good for you. Run with it if you enjoy it. Andrew Tate, personal friend. I've never met the guy, so I can't say that you can make personal friends through Twitter. That said, I think him and I would get along really well. I fucking love Tate. I love his message. I like his sensibility of provocateur. So I totally support him. I hope he gets more famous. I hope he gets, you know, bigger, has more influence. You smoke weed? Fuck no. Ever been to Alaska? No. Have you been in a street fight? Yeah. Yeah, a number of them. Got my ass kicked more than once. One, you know, some of them also. It happens when you're, you know, I guess when you're young and stupid. You drink? Very, very, very occasionally. Come to Alaska, bro. We should chill. Alaska's kind of fucking far away, dude. Not to be a hater, but, you know, you're fucking far north. How old are you? 28. What's your social? I have no idea what the fuck that means. Any other questions, gentlemen? And I think there's probably like 5 girls in this. How old do you expect to become? Probably immortal. I honestly do not believe I can die. Would you pursue a girl you love but lost attraction for you? No. Hell no. But why would you go after somebody that is not attracted to you? Unless you think you can persuade her into being attracted to you, which you probably cannot if you already fucked up your first impression. Attraction is very instantaneous. You see somebody, you see a woman, you're attracted to her, she's attracted to you, go talk to her. If she's not attracted to you and you're still trying to, you know, make a run at her, not gonna like it. She is not gonna like it. Have you astral traveled with the silver cord? I've astral traveled with the golden cord. I like your bit in the grill mindset seminar, very informative. Thanks, man. Thank you. I didn't know if that was good or not, honestly. I run through my head now, you know, mentally replay it, and there's 100 things I would have fixed or changed, so to speak, to make it better. But the feedback overall was positive. Do you work in Hollywood? No, not anymore. Very welcome. Yeah, guys, for all the health questions that you folks ask, like I said before, sign up for the email list. Literally, I probably cover every single question you could possibly come up with every single week. So it's pretty informative, and anyone that's on the list will tell you it's probably the best email list that exists that they've ever been on. That's the feedback I've honestly gotten, so get on the email list. How can you increase your testosterone? How often do you get called Jesus? Quite often. Testosterone, I've got a whole article about that. There's 50 plus ways to do it. Diet, exercise, you know, specific nutrients, stress management, hydration, you know, eliminating, you know, certain foods, you know, cutting down sugar, putting yourself in high testosterone environments, learning how to fight, improving self-confidence, compound lifting. There's tons and tons and tons of ways. I think for a lot of you guys that ask about TRT, that, you know, it's always young dudes in their 20s. Can I do it? Go on TRT? Have you done everything to get your testosterone levels up? If you haven't done all those things, you probably don't need to. You're really cool and nice, bro. Thanks, man. What about stamina? I need to last longer in bed. Favorite person for that is a woman, actually. Her name's Kim Anami. She is fucking to die for. She's a sex therapist. I love her style. That's who I recommend people go to whenever they want to improve their sexual adeptness in that regard. Can we get your past emails online? Nope. Fucking email list exclusive. Anami, yeah, Kim Anami. Okay, I just missed that question. Any tips before a big day at work if you can't sleep? I don't know, you have to address it. Is it a sleeping issue, or is it that you can't relax because you're stressed? Trump or Hillary? Trump. 1,000,000,000%. Girl not liking me can make me like her more. Any advice to stop them? Fuck her. Yeah, I mean, I don't mean literally, you know, fuck her like punitive, but dude, there's 3.5 billion women in the world. 3.5 billion women. Believe me, there's another one that you can crush on, and she's probably prettier and hotter, and, you know, maybe younger if that's applicable to you. Has a way better personality. Like, yeah, there's no reason to fixate on one female, not unless you're literally marrying the girl, and even then, kind of stressed. That comes down to stress management, my man. You know, how are you handling your stress? Are you doing anything to handle your stress? What if the girl you love that doesn't like you back as your first love? Get over it. Get the fuck over it. I have nothing profound to say about that one. It's your first love and she doesn't like you back. So there's a million, 100 billion other women you could love. Did you sort out your Twitter feed compilation situation? I got like, literally, I shit you not, 100 responses about people offering to help me with that. So I'm trying to figure out who I'm going to have help me. But I appreciate the response from everybody. I didn't expect that kind of feedback. But yeah, bro, I mean, and I say this to you as a man, one man to another. The first girl you fall in love with, that, you know, oh, she doesn't like me. It doesn't matter. You're gonna, there's, like I said, there's millions and millions and millions of other women to love. You know, that's like a 14-year-old boy, you know, stressed out. This girl doesn't like me. So fucking what? Go talk to another girl. Jesus. You know, same thing for, you know, that's the same advice I give guys who have a relationship. Oh, I loved her and this, that. Yeah, I've been in a relationship. I loved my ex too. Yeah, I thought I was going to marry, you know, the last one I thought I'd marry. You know what I did? I went out and I hooked up with other women and I talked to other women and I got the fuck over it. It is unbecoming for a man to fixate on one woman and obsess over her. Highly, 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 highly fucking unbecoming. That was good the other day. There are 15 other the ones out there. Yeah, there are lots of other ones. In fact, there is no one. There's just people that you're compatible with or not compatible with. What percentage of men are soy? Probably at this stage in the game, I'd say probably 70 to 80%, if I had to estimate society. Wait, you're single. Yes. Yes, I'm single. We'll go, this has been a good Periscope, long one. We'll go 3 more minutes, guys. Any other questions? You're leading us out of the darkness here. I suppose. Apparently a lot of you guys just need tough love. You're welcome, though. How often do you Periscope? I don't know. Twice a week, 3 times a week? I've had days where I've done 2 Periscopes. I've had, you know, days that go by that I don't do any. I don't have a schedule to it. I literally just do these because I'll feel like doing them randomly. How do you do cocaine without letting the wife know? That would be ill-advised. Women always know. Women always know. How do I deal with stress pressure? You deal with it by dealing with it. What are your systems and ways to deal with the stress? You know, for a lot of these guys, that question's been asked a couple times. When you have stress, what are you doing to handle it? All of you that experience stress, everybody. How do you handle it? What do you do? Do you go to the gym? Do you read? Do you go for a walk? Do you sit and fucking think about it and obsess over it? You have to have some physicality process to transmuting that stress and either getting it out or transforming it into a more productive emotion. If you just sit and think and stress and sit and think and stress, no kidding, that's going to be stressful. You're amplifying, you know, the pre-existing problem. Work on my old Chevrolet. Yeah, there you go. The best thing is I found for stress, for general stress management, you have to be doing something. Yeah, I literally, and that could just be going for a walk in the neighborhood. That could just be standing up and pacing. Yeah, that could be turning on music and just listening to the music and trying not to think about anything else. Talking to somebody, whatever the case may be. But to just mull it over, yeah, and fixate on it, not going to be helpful. How do you maintain your masculinity when you are surrounded by entitlement and soy? I don't care about any of those things. I joke about them, but the way other people are, the way other men are, the way, you know, what women might think of me, they're, I don't know, you know, hardcore, you know, liberal feminists. I don't give a fuck. I do not care. If I clash with people, oh well, I'm not for them. Everyone is not for everyone. Is the workout you get from ballet similar to yoga? No, it's not similar at all. Are you still doing BJJ? No, not right now. Ballet is the predominant thing. Do you like power cleans? I actually do like power cleans. I don't recommend them because they're just too technical for most people to figure out. You need the skills you need to power clean properly, they take a while to develop. There's a whole continuum. And for the average person, you know, the average follower I have, they're so far away from doing power cleans. At the same time, it's not a necessary exercise. You don't need to do, excuse me. They're useful. They're good for athletes in certain cases, but as far as them being a movement of necessity, not at all, not in the slightest. I recommend foundational movements because you need to be doing those by necessity. You know, things that are optional if you want to pursue them. New follower here. Glad to have you, my man. Best workout plan and diet for young men with high metabolism. There's no best. I've said this before. There's no best if you listen to me. There's no such thing as best. There is optimal, there's not optimal, there's suitable, there's not suitable, there's context, there's not context. What is best for you is going to be something that satisfies all your nutritional needs, that works for your metabolic rate. Same thing with a training program that works for your recovery capacity. That's going to vary from person to person. That could be 5 days a week, 4 days a week, 3 days a week, 6 days a week. Diet could be 3,000, 4,000, 5,000, 2,500 calories. Protein, macro nutrient ratio, that could be 40, 30, 30, 30, 40, 40. Numbers really aren't important. That's all going to be customized to yourself. General guidelines, that goes by principle. Are you training enough? Are you training correctly? Are you eating enough? Are you eating correctly? That's principle based. That's nutrients 101. That's exercise 101. I'm eating fat, so I'm walking now every day. New follower here. How do you do? Thoughts on the EU? It will be dissolving within the decade. I don't even know if it'll make it to 220, honestly. And yeah, I think we'll end it there. Any last good questions you guys got? Welcome the giant among midgets. It's your first time here. Giant among midgets. Ha. Trump is power. Power is power. And power is adopted by those who use it. Thoughts on the state of masculinity in the future? Testosterone always wins. I'll just say that. Testosterone always wins. Trump can suck a dick. Trump's going to be president for 7.5 more years. You better get used to it. Adios, people.